In this video, I'm going to be walking through how a systems integrator is able to build enterprise value and hit hundreds of thousands of dollars a month inside of their business. My name is Preston Rhodes, and I've helped hundreds of companies become completely automated through systems and processes. If you're somebody who is keen for operational skill sets like project management systems, automated infrastructures, Google Sheets, process mapping, all of these amazing skill sets, you can offer this to the market as a systems integrator. Now, what does that mean? Simply, you integrate systems for companies. There are hundreds of thousands of companies out there, guys, who need back-end systems. They're already using multiple different systems. They might even be using gohighlevel, but they need to build a home base for their business, and that's where you guys come in, right? You guys come in and you build those systems for those businesses, and then you sit back and help your clients grow, because what you'll find out is building systems for your clients' businesses that are already successful, doing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month is way more fulfilling than trying to automate your own systems for your own business, trying to get from 0 to 10K a month. So actually building the systems for somebody else's business, but as a fractional COO. So I'm going to walk you guys through exactly what my offer stack looks like, what I've learned being a systems integrator, and recently how we were able to take our client who's doing millions of dollars a month in sales, and we were able to automate his entire back-end fulfillment process over the last 6 months. It was a $20,000 project for a 6-month engagement. And I'm going to walk you guys through how I built those systems, and then how by the end of it, the system was so refined that me and the business owner are able to go and productize it ourselves. This is going to show you multiple angles of being a systems integrator and how I helped our client find product market fit through systems that don't even impact their direct revenue. So this is going to be very exciting. Keep a notepad beside you. I'm going to get right into this, guys. So thank you so much. To start, I'm going to explain the framework that has started this all, that has coined the name systems integrator. I went from just a normal automation consultant who you could hire on Fiverr that was commoditized to taking everything I knew about AI, automation, documenting your processes, and building a unique mechanism that only if you worked with me you could have, and therefore it was extremely scarce, and I was able to charge $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 plus on the front end of building these systems for our clients. In that framework that started it all is called the SCALE framework, where you have SCALE. Before I explain the exact acronym, comment down below inside of this video what you think the SCALE framework means, or just comment down below SCALE. What you have is systemize, consolidate, automate, leverage, and evaluate. As you can see, just a small fraction, 1/5 of the entire service offering is actually automation. As you guys know, I started my business just building automation, where then I realized through working with hundreds of clients and going through multiple feedback loops with them that clients had other areas that needed improvement before just automating it, and that our automations wouldn't get people results without first systemizing everything that they were doing, consolidating all of their existing assets, then automating their business, and then leveraging the right software tools and AI tools within their tech stack, then evaluating all of their KPIs and metrics, understanding what decisions need to be made inside of the business moving forward, right? So a very advanced model that only one could have learned through working with hundreds of clients and having a community of systems integrators providing feedback. So if you're not in there, guys, and you are an operational thinker inside of your business, or you want to do this for other businesses, you'll see me inside our weekly calls in this video, also and hundreds more inside of our school program. So what does each one of these entail, right? So systemizing is first documenting the process itself, right? So understanding the baseline process of whether it's their sales process, their fulfillment process, their onboarding process, all of these different processes. What you'll realize when you go to automate them is that they're not systematic to begin with. There's no documentation existing on how these systems work, and we want to provide our clients with that. As systems integrators, we want our clients to walk away with a automated home base or infrastructure for their business, right? So what we want to do is help them systemize first their existing processes, right? By doing a thorough audit and using something like ChatGPT and some type of leveraged workshop to help them document and process map their processes, right? Then we have C, right? Consolidate. Then we realized if we wanted to send data to a Google Sheet or certain files automatically to their Google Drive to help them systemize their business and automate it, right? They didn't have their assets consolidated or a consolidated home base of resources. What we help our clients do is also consolidate consolidate their existing internal assets and copy our assets that they don't have. Maybe they don't have an onboarding form or a onboarding welcome email. So we predetermined all of these variables that will help our client, consolidate their business, and we run them through a workshop that helps them consolidate every existing part of their business, right? Because we can't understand what automations need to go into their business if we don't know what assets. If they don't have a client onboarding form, you can't automate their client onboarding process, right? If they don't have a onboarding calendar, you can't automate their calls and their client meetings, right? So we are first systemizing, then consolidating, and then we are automating. And none of these are in a specific, chronological order. Now we have automation, right? What do we need to do? It's going to be a lot easier to now automate their business once we know every single asset and it's consolidated. As a systems integrator, you wish they would have shown up with this beforehand, right? And that's what you assumed when you're just doing automations. And then you realize they don't, and you can provide more value in that area, right? And then we understand their process. They've process documented it. They've also mapped it out. So we know what we can even automate now that we have their assets and we've documented their process. So now we can, the automations are rather simple. We don't need to use something like make.com that goes into 15 different directions, right? We know every linear process in their business, and a lot of the zaps we're going to be setting up or automations are just a few steps, right? We're going to want to stay away from bespoke. And so what we do, because bespoke isn't necessarily scalable, is we actually have a workshop and an implementation session with our client where first they will copy all of our existing best automations for that process that we're helping them with, right? And then from there, we will have them go in and document any automation they want from us, right? So if you want your Google Drive to send to Slack, etc., you can put it inside of our workshop and then screenshot it, upload it to a ChatGPT, Zapier consultant. It'll build it for you and it'll walk you through with our workshop and our leveraged resources how exactly to set those automations up. So a good amount of these automations are one in a snapshot and go high level, copy and paste it immediately when they sign up, instantaneous time to value, or they're already templated inside of our client workshop and in our Zapier account, or we have a way for them to document what they want to set up inside of their company and help them set it up, right? So we are systemizing, consolidating, automating, and then then we're leveraging. We wanted to make sure that our clients were leveraging the right software tools. So if we wanted to help them and we knew that they were communicating with their team in WhatsApp, it's like, all right, well, although we don't serve you in terms of setting up your Slack channel, you need a Slack channel, right? Or if you don't have a CRM, we're going to give you go high level. So you need to be leveraging the right tools because the automations and everything without that isn't good enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to help them leverage the right software tools from our expertise and our team's expertise of those best software tools, things like ChatGPT, a project management tool like Asana, ClickUp, or Monday.com. And then from there, we also have team communication tools, all of these different AI tools as well, guys. The market is only continuously expanding and they want to know, even though we're not helping them directly with it, the tools, and now we can, right? So we can run them through workshops with SOPs on setting up the right channels in Slack and leveraging AI inside of their business, right? And learning how to use ChatGPT properly. Finally, one of the most important is evaluate. And this is going to be evaluating their entire business. How? Through KPIs, right? Actual data inside of their company that we're going to be setting up systems to track that data. So if they already have existing KPIs, we can understand, where they need areas of improvement in different parts of their business. But if they don't, or they want to start tracking their KPIs, what do we have? We have a KPI tracking worksheet and workshop and leveraged resources on that. And we help with the actual infrastructure or operating system we set up for our clients at the very end of it, systems with the automations and, the pipeline that we've set up or their onboarding system that we've set up. We can actually also simultaneously track their KPIs and evaluate their entire business. So guys, how do you systemize your entire business? By the scale framework. So this, like I had said, was from years of experience working with our clients doing an operations as a service model. Systemize, consolidate, automate, leverage, and evaluate. Write that down, guys, because that is the framework that is the exact reason you're watching this video, right? So now we know this framework. The next thing that we need to do is understand that documenting their process mapping it, consolidating, giving them all of the assets, automating, giving them pre-built automations and a snapshot, then understanding what KPIs to track. Like all of this is seems like, how would you help somebody do that? How can I practically actually help somebody do that? You could see why we're able to charge $10,000-$20,000 plus for our operating systems. And I'm a one-man show. I'm working with these clients alongside them. Yes, I have some team members on the back end who help me operationally with setting up some systems, but we've actually created a leveraged format to help our client get that result. And a lot of you guys might be seeing this online called the build and release model, or the hybrid offer, right? So instead of doing it entirely done for you, or entirely done with you, or entirely just running them through a course and saying do it yourself, we've come up with a process of hitting all these touch points by identifying the best way to do each one. Do our clients, when we run them through this best software tools, do we need to set up Slack for them, right? Do we need all their login access and all this other stuff, or should we just do it with them? Or should we have them do it themselves, right? So each step that we predetermined needed to be a deliverable or a mechanism to help them automate their entire business and walk away with an end result was a combination of different things, right? So what was that combination? Well, the first one is going to be support, right? So we have to have some level of support. Is that DIY, done with you, done for you? The level of support is a one-on-one Slack channel and a weekly implementation call or a consulting call, right? And what else? We also have weekly group calls that they get access to with our client community, and they have an entire school that they get access to with leveraged resources and information as well. So hopefully you guys can see this. That's how we provide this support. But how do we provide the consulting and the process that the client needs to do themselves? Well, we have a Google Sheet, and that Google Sheet is called our Automated OS Canvas, or our Time Freedom Machine that you might have seen. And this Google Sheet is a 10-15 page Google Sheet. It's a software. It's an operating system in itself. It has a part where it walks them through every step of every week what they need to do, documenting their process mapping their process, consolidating their assets, building the automations, understanding what tools and installing the right tools. All of this is broken down step by step in a Google Sheet that also has Loom videos and other SOPs, assets, templates, everything that I told you about that is intellectual value or property in my business, they are getting direct access to immediately time to value. So what are they getting? They're getting a client workshop, then they're getting forms of support. They are getting a snapshot in gohighlevel that contains all of the email copy, the campaigns, the pipeline, the gohighlevel automations, the CRM tagging. This is automatic, right? So the time to value on the Google Sheet workshop, it can be infinitely duplicated, right? The support is not infinitely leveraged, right? Because it requires my time on those calls, right? But it is still pretty leveraged. So we'll call this pretty leveraged. And then right here, the snapshot, this is once again, guys, infinitely leveraged, and they're getting access to it immediately. And then finally, what we are also giving them, and then finally what makes up this offer and gives it more leverage is talent, right? A talent pool. And so what we've done with our school community is we've created a pool of systems integrators, right? And people who want to learn how to implement systems inside of businesses. And our clients, we are helping them scale their business, right? And so by the end of it, we can also leverage our talent that we have and place somebody into that business after we've set those systems up. And so this allows us to have a leveraged hybrid format that our entire service delivery or our fulfillment model can go around and can be completely automated outside of those scaling session calls, right? So our client is documenting the process with us, mapping out their process with us, consolidating their assets with us, setting up their automations with us, evaluating their KPIs and best practices for software tools with us. But the thing is, I'm not there for a majority of it. And why? Because we have tools like Loom, right? Where I can record once a process and the client can understand it. We also have a Google Sheet with the structure of how we want our client to visually go through a workshop with us of what they need to document, how they need to do it. We also have SOPs that walk through technical steps of clicking on a screen. All of these things can be there without me. We also have a school community that can be there without me, right, guys? And so what happens when they do need me? We have a Slack channel. We have those Zoom calls. We give them access to the AI recordings, right? They get access to all of our tracking sheets. They get access to all of our forms, all of our SOPs, all of our campaigns, guys. And all of this is not bespoke. It's not all, okay, a client comes through and I'm gonna rebuild and reinvent the wheel every single time. It's no, we're only working with one type of client, let's say an online coach, consultant, or agency owner. We know that they need to use Slack. We know that they need to use Asana. We know that they need an onboarding form. We know that they need different SOPs for an onboarding checklist. We know all of these things, guys. We can predetermine them and put it into a leveraged format to where we can still get our clients results faster, quicker, and more effectively, but at scale, right? So this offer right here is anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, but guys, you have to go through feedback loops or identify what niche you're gonna go after so that you can do it in this format, right? I don't take on local businesses trying to automate their processes. And so it's important to know what my offer stack is, right? Because you're gonna get people who are not qualified. You're gonna get people that are the 0 to 10K a month, the 20 to 30K a month people. And really on an offer like this, you're gonna be wanting to look for that higher end of the market. So like that 100K plus, type of build and release, right? But the amazing thing about this is that you can remove one of these elements of leveraged support, right? And you can have it done in a more leveraged format as well that doesn't require your time, and you can still serve those people that are that 50 to 100K because you've still productized everything except you're not implementing it on calls with them weekly and you're not providing support in other areas as well. So you can sell the $20,000 100K plus of working with the clients, and you can sell the $10,000 version of you go through it and set up all the systems yourself. Maybe you get a group Slack channel and group calls, but not the one-on-one implementation calls. And then from there, the people that are $10,000 to $50,000 a month, you can still serve them in like a school program or a school community with those same assets, systems, just like we have in our systems integrator school community. If you guys are in there, and you can sell a higher member level of that for $3,000 to $5,000. And then from there, the people at 0 to 10K, you can still serve them through some type of membership subscription or providing them just, that snapshot in that software. So software, worksheet, support, talent, right? That's the 4 different things that make this up, and you can add, this is gonna have all 4, this is gonna have 3, this is gonna have 2, and this is gonna have 1, right? So it's the same service offering done with a different level of support. It shouldn't be, we sell websites, we do social media, we do X, Y, and Z. Every offer should play off of the last one, right? And it should be a more leveraged, and like it should be adding on different mechanisms that cost more to get your client a better result, getting on the calls, right? Or, getting inside of the program and getting access to those resources. So from there, we can have an entire offer stack that's the same foundational assets and messaging and marketing throughout the entire process, right? Maybe you're serving lawyers, maybe you're serving somebody else, but what does this look like, guys? So this looks like this. So you can be a systems integrator right here, SIO. This is going to be anywhere from 10K to $20,000, right? And then from here, you can have a subscription, right? And this subscription will be anywhere from $97 a month to, even $3,000 per month. And why can I say that, right? So what are we charging for? Because as a systems integrator, after you build and release your entire operating system into their company, they're most likely gonna need somebody to continuously run it and make improvements to it, right? Hence why they hired you in the first place. They don't have an in-house operator to do it for them. So what can you do? You can continue after that engagement of setting up the $10,000 to $20,000 system. You can either upsell the downsell, right? Put them into your community after they have that and increase the lifetime value of all your customers, right? Or if they're making 100K plus a month, they can definitely afford to hire you or a systems integrator or talent that you have inside of their business monthly, depending on who it is. If it's a virtual assistant, it could be $1,500 a month. If it's yourself as the expert or the CEO, it could be $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Guys, you got to remember, hiring a full-time COO inside of your company will cost a business $10,000 a month minimum. So you guys have the leverage here if you understand how to build the right systems. So you have the build and release systems integrator, and you have the subscription that you can either downsell them into the 97 or you can upsell them into the $3,000 a month. But what you have right here is where the bread and butter is. And I told you guys that if you stick to the end of this video, I'll tell you about the client that we helped get product market fit. And we realized by the end of it that we had refined a system so far in such a niche market that we should be going and offering now that entire system with him to his market, right? So what does that look like? Well, after we've identified that we've built their system and then where they're paying us monthly to continue to work with them and learn more about their company as like a growth consultant, then you say, I think I can improve other areas of the business, and I believe we've created a process in your company that has gotten such a great result that should be distributed across your niche and vertical, right? And so then what you have is a potential rev share acquisition model of 10 to 20%. And this includes placing talent inside their business, potentially building them sales teams with the automated sales systems that you've set up, bringing in third parties or other partners to do that stuff, but even redistributing this system to the market. So inside of our service agreements, it says, because we understand we're building so much intellectual property in their company, that we both own it together and that you can't go and resell this without us, right? And the business owner, they don't know how to they don't know how to communicate it necessarily. That's why we've built the entire leverage process for them to go through and understand it. And by the end, they have an operating system with their systems documented, their processes mapped, all of their assets consolidated, everything about how their business runs, all their metrics and KPIs, guys, everything they would need to exit their business eventually. And you could become that COO in their company as you're running your agency essentially, or your leveraged version of the agency. And you can have a select few of your best clients and actually partner up with them, offer it to their market, or continue to make a bigger impact in their business as a fractional COO and make that $10,000 a month plus off of one client and that relationship that you've built over those years. So guys, if you are a operational person or a systems integrator, you're offering systems as a service, you need to understand, you need everybody to be trying to get your system and process to scale their business, right? We're the best expert for systemizing, consolidating, automating, leveraging, evaluating your entire onboarding process if you're an online coach, consultant, or agency. So you need to be sharing value to that market about how you are helping those people. And they're going to come to you, and as the expert, they're not going to say, hey, take my business and what's already existing and build 15-step make.com automations on top of it and hope that in 15 days I don't change it, right? No, they're going to say, you've worked with every single coach, consultant, and agency owner, helping them automate their onboarding process. I have a half built or even almost unbuilt. I want your onboarding process. Give me your onboarding form. And you're going to sit there and you're going to do it. And then you're going to realize as an operator, wait, I can automatically give them all these assets. I can automatically create documentation to help them provide more information to me about how I can systemize their business. And that is how you get this, right? And you go through all those feedback loops to where you understand that a 8-week engagement for $10,000 to $20,000, or maybe 2 to 3 month, even 6-month engagement, $10,000 to $20,000, that you can do weekly calls and leverage every system and piece of information that you have learned working with all your clients. And at the same time, you can give it to them in a process that is going to walk them through and hold their hand and help them systemize their business. So this isn't for the faint of heart. If you are just starting out, I would recommend, right, this middle area of just automating people's businesses. But what you will find is that they don't have the right tools. They don't have an onboarding form or a place for you to see all their assets that are going to go into the automation. They haven't even documented that process. When you tell them, what do you want us to automate your onboarding process? Can you give me your onboarding process? They don't even have it. And when you tell them ask them what their KPIs are and what they want to improve in their business, they don't know those either. So what are you going to do? You have to solve for that. You create more value and you solve bigger problems, and you end up with ops as a service, right? Or being a systems integrator. So I believe that I can finally come to you guys and teach you this after 2 years of just teaching how to build systems for your own business, because I've gone through every imaginable feedback loop and I've been able to close 10, 12, 15, $20,000 client through providing value about the systems I've built for my clients online, and then explaining the thesis of how I'm gonna get them a result with my 8-week process that's gonna systemize, consolidate, automate, leverage, and evaluate their entire business. It's a no-brainer, guys. I have created an offer that nobody else in the market has because of the unique feedback loops that I've gone through as a systems integrator. I'm gonna give it to all of you guys, all of our processes, our exact automations, our sales script, our contract, our offer, my pricing, everything of how I have become a systems integrator. And I'm building it and releasing it to you guys. You're gonna get access to my scale framework. You're gonna get access to everything that you need to be a successful systems integrator. You're gonna get access to the sales calls where I actually closed the $20,000 clients. You're gonna get access to the calls and the implementation sessions with my clients that I actually help them scale their business on. You're gonna get access to the Google Sheet 12, 15 page plus mechanism that gives the client everything as well. You're also gonna get access to weekly calls with myself, and I'm gonna help you guys and even foster talent in this community to be able to place into our clients' businesses. So what are some key takeaways from this video? One thing I want to mention before the last touch point on this is that you don't have to necessarily be an operational consultant to do this. If you have an existing process of getting your clients a result with running ads, you should be building a scale framework of the process of how you set up performing and winning ads for your clients. And you should find the most leveraged way to fulfill it and offer it to the market where the client is actually learning as they're going, they're implementing your copy, your systems, and they're getting direct support from you and your team. I believe 2024 is the year of the done with AI offer. If you're interested in how you can add AI to your current service offering, maybe you don't want to rethink everything you're doing, watch my video on how I added AI onto my offer to get more high ticket clients. But I guess the main takeaway from this video is that there are so many people out there telling you the best business model, right? They're telling you to do copywriting or to do SMMA and run ads for people, or even telling you to help local businesses with Go High Level, right? You need to identify what type of personality are you? Are you an operational thinker? Have you found when you've been building your business or working with clients, what did you find the most, fulfilling? The systems, the puzzles, the mapping, the documenting, everything, leveraging AI. If that is you, then you need to know that you can provide that to the market, but it's not a chatbot. It's not some AI chatbot, and it's not building crazy bespoke automations for every single person that comes through your funnel. It is actually taking everything that you wish you had and everybody wishes that they had, a place on their computer they could open up their business and understand everything, get access to everything, and see how everything works. I mean, that is the bread and butter, guys, at the end of the day. And if you don't want to worry about trying to figure out how to run ads, how to be a salesperson, you're an introvert probably, most likely, but you know that there's an emerging market with no-code software tools, no-code automation tools, AI, and also more online businesses and even companies operating completely remote and online now that need this infrastructure, that need these systems. So I hope you guys thought that was valuable. You can build systems for any person and you can build anything for the market. This was a little more about trying to tell you exactly how to position yourself in the market as a systems integrator. So thank you so much for your time. I'll see you in the next video. Comment down below if you want more like this. Share this with a friend if you thought it was valuable, and I'll see you in the next video.